What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back to a new unboxing video. Today we're unboxing and taking a first look at one of the most expensive phones this year, the Samsung Galaxy S20. So if you're planning to buy this phone, you're gonna have to spend somewhere around $1,000, and this is not even the most expensive one. You can get the S20 Ultra for about $1,500–$1,600. So definitely an expensive phone. Now, unfortunately, just like last year and the year before that, this is just an incremental upgrade. So if you have like an S10 or even an S9, it's gonna be tough to justify upgrading to this phone. I mean, we get a somewhat larger screen and we do get a higher refresh rate, but in order to use that higher refresh rate, you have to lower the resolution to 1080p. And do I really want to spend $1,000 for a phone that has a 1080p resolution? Not exactly. We do get a faster and more efficient processor, we get a bigger battery, but then we get the same 12 megapixel main camera. And it's funny because if you see any ads for this phone, they only mention the 64 megapixel camera, but that's the telephoto lens. But in reality, you're gonna use that 12 megapixel camera. So probably the same camera that we had on the S10, on the S9, even the S8 and the S7. So it's gonna be tough justifying buying this phone if you already have an S10 or even a Note 10 or a Note 9 or something like that. So yeah, not impressed with this phone, but I was kind of expecting that. And with that being said, let's get this box open and check out the phone. Alright, so we get a similar box with what we've seen in the past from other Samsung devices. On the front we see the S20 and the 5G logo, and on the back we can see what's inside the box. We also have a little sticker here that I'm gonna go ahead and cut. And let's get this phone out. And there we have it. So I have to say that it feels identical, actually a bit lighter than the S10. It does feel identical, but a bit lighter than the S10. On the back we have a little plastic, which I'll remove. And of course we have those cameras there. So the 12 megapixel main camera, the 12 megapixel ultra wide lens, and the 64 megapixel telephoto lens. Aside from that, we get a little Samsung card. I don't know. We get a different charger this time around. I'm very excited to see that, because the previous chargers from other Samsung devices were kind of slow. So I'm happy to see that. This is our USB-C cable, and in here we also get some earbuds, which is a nice addition, because with a lot of flagship devices we don't actually get any of those. And there is another box here which is empty. All right, so that's all we get in the box. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna turn this on, I will set it up, and after I set the phone up, I'm gonna put my SIM card in and I'll show you around for a bit. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright, so after about 10 minutes or so, I am back. So if you've seen any flagships from Samsung in the past, you know that they have the best screens out there. There is no other device that has a better screen than a Samsung device, and this is no different than all the previous flagships from Samsung. The phone looks fairly similar with the S10. I mean, on this side it is a bit different, and the camera module on the back is a bit different as well, and it sticks out a bit, but if you're gonna be using a case with the phone, that shouldn't be an issue. I actually have the official Samsung leather cover and the smart LED view cover as well. Now at the bottom here you're gonna notice that we don't have a 3.5mm audio jack anymore, and that is unfortunate, because sometimes when you're on a plane or the train or whatever, it's easier to just plug in your headphones, but we don't get a headphone jack with this anymore. And of course at the top here we have the slot for the SIM card. I've also tried the fingerprint scanner, and I have to say that it is improved compared to the S10. The fingerprint scanner on the S10 was pretty bad. With this one you just have to touch it and it unlocks very quickly. So I'm happy to see that, because as I said, the fingerprint scanner on the S10 was almost unusable. So definitely a good thing that we get a better fingerprint scanner. If we go to settings, as soon as I turned on the phone, I also got an update, so I've done the update already. So if we go to settings here, I just want to show you the display settings. So we have the refresh rate right there. So I can choose this one, 120 Hertz. So let's do that, but actually I can't because I have to lower the resolution. So first I would have to lower the resolution like this. Then I can go here and select this one. But again, now you are using a device that has a 1080p resolution. And I don't think you're gonna see that much of a difference. At least I don't, but maybe you have better eyes than me. And I guess this would make sense when you're playing a game or something like that. Maybe then you're gonna be able to notice it more. So the next thing I'm gonna do is run the Antutu benchmark, and I'll come back right after that so I can show you the result. And after about 10 minutes or so, I am back with the score on the Antutu benchmark. So you get a massive score of 424,000. Now, this is the version that has the Snapdragon 865 processor and 12 gigs of RAM, just in case you're wondering. I also have a couple of cases here. I'm just gonna show you how these cases look on the phone. So this is how the phone looks with the official leather cover from Samsung. It is a fairly expensive cover, I have to say, but the phone does look good. And I like this because my iPhone has a very similar case as well. So let me put the other case on so I can show you how that one looks as well. And this is how the phone looks with the LED cover. I guess this looks pretty cool, and this way you can protect the screen. I mean, if you drop the phone with this cover on it, nothing will happen to the screen. So to quickly conclude this video, the S20 is definitely a nice phone, but if you already have the S10 or the S9, it's gonna be tough spending that money to upgrade, because the upgrade isn't that big from those other two devices that I've mentioned. Next, I'm gonna do a camera comparison between this and the iPhone 11, because the iPhone 11 is the main competitor for this device, even though the iPhone 11 is about $200 cheaper. And I'll probably do a camera comparison between this and the Pixel, maybe the Huawei Mate 30, and so on. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, don't forget to press that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.